We begin in the United States, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has delivered a historic speech from the U.S. Capitol, where he expressed gratitude for American support in fighting Russia and assured of the unyielding spirit of the Ukrainians in repelling their invaders. We have more in this report.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has visited Washington for his first foreign trip since Russia invaded his country in February. The U.S. and Ukrainian leaders appear to share a warm rapport, laughing at each other's comments and patting each other on the back throughout the visit. The Ukrainian president held a joint news conference with President Biden to seek continuous support from the United States in the ongoing war against Russia. Speaking at the joint conference, President Joe Biden says the U.S. and Ukraine would continue to project a united defense as Russia wages a brutal assault on Ukraine's right to exist as a nation, and announced further assistance to the Eastern European nation.
I'm announcing the next tranche of our security assistance to Ukraine. $1.85 billion package of security assistance that includes both direct transfers of equipment that Ukraine needs, as well as contracts to supply ammunition Ukraine will need in the months ahead for its artillery, its tanks, and its rocket launchers.
President Biden also praised the Ukrainians for their resolve and courage since the Russian invasion began in February.
You have demonstrated, you've shown your strong stand against aggression in the face of the imperial appetites of autocrats who wrongfully believe they might be able to make might right, and they're not able to do it. Thus far, they've stood alone, and you haven't stood alone.
President Zelensky arrived Congress to applause from a joint session of the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives. He delivered a defiant wartime message to the lawmakers, asking they continue to support his country's war effort on a bipartisan basis.
Against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking.
In Washington, President Zelensky thanked U.S. leaders and ordinary Americans for supporting his country's fight against Russia and reminded them that military assistance to Ukraine was not charity, but an investment in a democratic world.
Thank you for both financial packages you have already provided us with and the ones you may be willing to decide on. Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
The U.S. has so far sent about $50 billion in assistance to Kyiv. President Biden announcing another $1.8 billion in military aid, including the Patriot air defense system. With the constant attack by Russia on Ukrainian key infrastructure causing mass blackouts in the country, many Ukrainians were not able to follow up President Zelensky's visit to the United States. President Zelensky's visit is designed to reinvigorate support for his country in the United States and around the world, amid concerns that allies are growing weary of the costly war and its disruption to global food and energy supplies.